Hello, hello, hello. Let me adjust. Hello, hello, hello. Whoo! Stories every day. Something is always going on. Something. Earlier, my daughter was texting me about something. I can't talk about it, and I kept responding, and I'm like, okay. And the things are popping up, and when I'm on social media, I keep seeing things come up. When I'm on YouTube, I see things come up every time. I'm like, okay, I need to share this with people. Click on my video, watch it, and just see what's going on around you. Sometimes things go on around us. I'm always the type that I always feel like, is it me? Do you guys do the same thing? I like to be aware of what goes on around me. Different states, different cities. Because you never know. I always say, what about the day the apocalypse come? If that day is really going to come, right? And you don't watch the news, you don't know what's going on. I like to know what's going on around me. Yeah, call it what you want. It's not being nosy. I want to make sure if I wake up, I know exactly what's going on. If they say, everybody pack up today and start going somewhere, there are some people that won't know what's going on. So if I post stuff that is going on in the news or in another state, it's something that I feel like sometimes watch it. You might learn from it. And it might give you and your friends or your family members something to talk about, right? And learn too. You know, you never know what you learn from. You know, like this superintendent now, right? They said ICE arrest Des Moines. Des Moines is in Michigan, right? School superintendent. This is someone. ICE arrested a Des Moines school's superintendent. So they arrest him. If ICE arrest him, that means he's going to get deported. That means it was an illegal immigrant, right? That means it was never a citizen. He never had documents. It wasn't a green card holder, none of those things. To work at the public high school, the largest public high school, right? In that city. Or the state, from what I saw, the largest public high school in that state, right? He was the superintendent in that state, in that public school. So if he was arrested by ICE, which he's on ICE detention right now, right? Probably going to in the end get deported. That means it was never a citizen of this country, right? They said he's been in this country. He came into this country with student visa, 1999, right? That was the year I graduated high school, 1999. That was the year he came here on student visa. When his student visa expired, like follow me with this story. Let me adjust this. Sorry, y'all. When his student visa expired, he stayed. It happens to a lot of people, right? Then when you stay, what do? You figure out how to become a legal immigrant of this country. So you can work, you can continue to go to school, you can continue to do the other stuff just like everybody else. But some people overstay and then they end up not figuring it out how to continue to be here legally. Some people stay and you can extend your student visa or your tourist visa. And then you figure the rest out from there. So so from what I'm saying, he's been here with student visa since 1999 and it was never legalized. So when his student visa expired, he became an illegal immigrant in the United States. And he never left. And he's been working since then. Because obviously he's been working, and I'm sure when he fills out his forms and applications, it says he's a citizen. And they even went ahead to say that there was some news place that I also saw that said that he was able to vote in the state. How? And then he was able to work, bank accounts, everything else. And became a superintendent in the largest school district in Des Moines, Iowa. Oh, not Michigan, I'm sorry, Des Moines, Iowa. So I'm trying to wrap my mind around it, like how? How? Like how? So sometimes, and he had a gun. I think he was arrested years ago too. So When you got arrested, when you get arrested, right? They take your mugshot, they put fingerprinting and all those stuff. They figure it out. Are you a citizen or you're not? Are you an illegal immigrant? So how were they not also able to find out that he was an illegal immigrant? And then they said in 2020, he had a final remover. At some point years ago, he had a remover that was sent to him, that was given to him to leave the country. And in 2020, during the Biden administration, he had his final removal notice. And he was still here, but still working as a superintendent, getting paid $300,000 a year. So my question is, how was he able to do these things? I know some people are going to say, oh, that's easy, you figure it out, blah, blah, blah. But how were they not able to, like, background check, those process, everything? And now when he got arrested, when the ICE arrested him this time, he had a gun possession. If he was arrested years ago for a gun possession for something bad or illegal that he did, he shouldn't have a gun this time. And he's supposed to be a superintendent. Listen, two things can be true. He would have been the best person for that school, the best superintendent for that school. And at the same time, it would have also been someone who is not supposed to be here and is here illegally. And he's not doing things by the book. He's not doing things the right way. And he's gotten issues with the law before. So why did he have a gun this time? With $3,000 with him. When he got arrested, when ICE arrested him this time recently. I think it was Monday. Or we're just finding out the news Monday, which was yesterday. He had a gun with him at $3,000. For what? So let me play you guys this thing. Listen. So let me not keep telling you guys the story. You guys hear this, because I'm sure some of you are going to be like, oh my God, how was he able to do all these things? And where is the government when you need them, right? Because sometimes, you know, we're humans. People drop the ball all the time. So with this person, the reason why I'm showing this and talking about this is because he's making a lot of money. And there's some people that they're going to be angry, like, he's an illegal immigrant who overstayed his visa, student visa, and was still able to, okay, what about, he went to school, right, to become a superintendent in the largest school district in the state. Obviously, he went to school, he did everything by the book, illegally, right, without no citizenship, and he was filling out applications and saying, I'm a citizen, because how are you able to vote if you're not a citizen? How are you able to apply for jobs if you're not a citizen? These things. So people are going to say, those are illegal stuff that he was doing. So he became a superintendent by saying he's a citizen. And that's illegal too. So he lied and lied and lied and lied. But he's the superintendent for the largest school district in Des Moines, Iowa. So go figure. Let's listen to this. This is, hold on, let's see. I really don't want commercials, so bear with me with the commercials, but let's see. Let me play this first.
Immigration offices in Des Moines Friday stunned by the arrest of public school superintendent Ian Roberts.
Tried to stop him in his school vehicle. He fled law enforcement at that point. They later found the abandoned vehicle, and they found inside that vehicle a handgun, which was loaded, they said, along with cash and some other items that they're looking at as part of their investigation.
Okay, so the superintendent, that's the guy who leads the largest school district in the state of Iowa, was a criminal, illegal alien? Let's talk about it. All right, welcome to Des Moines, Iowa. Population about 200,000 residents, but if you count the metropolitan area, it's about 700,000 residents. Now, Des Moines also has the largest school district in the state of Iowa, and it's led by Dr. Ian Roberts. Now, Dr. Ian Roberts is extremely accomplished. He was born in Georgetown, Guyana. In 1999,
he's from Guyana.
He got a student visa to come here to the United States. Now, Dr. Roberts used that opportunity to obtain a bachelor's degree in...
I'll post it there. It's actually from Guyana. That's, Guyana is what? South America? Yes, I think so. South America is from Guyana. So let's listen together. I haven't watched the full thing.
master's
This is
degree
from... This is Nate. I got this video, this particular video, guys. Bear with me, okay? I'm trying to figure this out. I'm not tech savvy, so just trying to figure it out. This is from Nate the... Hold on, yo. Nate the lawyer. I got this particular video from Nate the lawyer. So let's keep going. So this guy, what's his name? Ian or something. It's from Guyana, the superintendent. So let's keep...
Now, Dr. Roberts is also an accomplished athlete, competing at the 2000 Sydney Olympics for his home country of Guyana. Here's a quick clip of all of Dr.
Dr. Ian Roberts is
as
his
a
name.
commissioned military officer, a world-class athlete, and transformative leader in education. Currently serving as the superintendent of Iowa's largest public school district, he impacts the lives of over 30,000
It's actually
students.
accomplished,
Dynamic
though.
career spans roles as superintendent of the Mill Creek Township School District, a high-performing school district in Erie, Pennsylvania. He's also served as the chief of schools for California's largest charter school network and as the high school network superintendent for St. Louis Public Schools, where he coached, supported, and evaluated high school and alternative school principals. His influence doesn't end with education. Before his journey in school leadership, he was a world-class Olympic athlete. He competed globally in the 2000 Olympic Games in Sydney, Australia, and World Championships in Miebe, Japan, and Seville, Spain. He was a finalist in the Pan American Games in Winnipeg, Canada, and gold medalist at the Central American Championships in Bridgetown, Barbados.
So I'm going to stop it there, and I'm going to just forward it. And then, let me see.
Made him a criminal illegal alien. And you know what the Trump administration's game is? Deported. You can see he pleaded guilty of...
Roberts.
Okay, we'll
Now,
stop.
all was good for Dr. Roberts. He was here on a student visa. He was doing good work. He was traveling from place to place, working these very high-level jobs. Now, in 2022, Dr. Roberts had to plead guilty to unlawful presence of a loaded firearm in a vehicle. This was in
2022.
the state of Pennsylvania. I was actually able to find the disposition of the case. And as you can see, he pleaded guilty, unlawful possession of a loaded firearm in a vehicle, and it was a guilty plea. Now, because the doctor's here on a visa and he's not a permanent resident, this conviction for a crime made him a criminal illegal alien. And you know what the Trump administration's game is? Deported all criminal illegal aliens. So now we have a man who has a criminal conviction for having a loaded firearm, and the good people of Des Moines, Iowa decided to make him the school superintendent, where he makes $300,000 a year. Here is the announcement of the good doctor becoming school superintendent.
Well, breaking news just into our newsroom. In fact, the Des Moines Public Schools Board is announcing that their next superintendent will be Ian Roberts. Right now, Roberts is the superintendent for a school district in Northwest Pennsylvania. He's also previously worked as a chief of school officer and a principal.
So now, let's understand the timeline. 2022, he pleads guilty in Pennsylvania. 2023, he moves from Pennsylvania to Des Moines, Iowa, to become the superintendent there. And now, we're in 2024. Biden is still president of the United States. The Biden administration got a removal order on May 7th, 2024 for the good doctor.
So 2024, not 2020, I'm sorry. So they got him a removal order. Did he leave? No, obviously. He got arrested by ICE this year. So obviously he was still here. Why? It was already a superintendent, right? This is someone that is telling people to abide by the law, right? To be abiding law citizens, talking to students, people respect him. He actually has a great achievement too. As you guys can see, he was an Olympian for his country, Guyana, and went to school. He's even a doctor. I think he has a PhD. So he's successful, like in his own right, right? But on the other side, that's why I said earlier, two things can be true. On the other side is well achieved, learned, right? But on the other hand, there's an illegal activities going on. Let's keep listening.
Because of the criminal conviction. Now, I need everybody to understand, this is the immigration service under Biden, not under Trump. So Biden gets kicked out of office, Trump gets in office, and you still have all of these removal orders that have to be executed. So ICE decided to take the good doctor into custody and execute the removal order that Biden administration put into place. So when ICE arrived to take the good doctor into custody, the doctor decided to run.
Ian Roberts from Des Moines is being held here in Woodbury County. Details in our top story tonight at 10 o'clock. The Woodbury County jail log shows Ian Roberts was booked earlier this evening on a foreign warrant. The Iowa Department of Public Safety says officers responded to a mutual aid request at around 9 o'clock this morning from Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Authorities say that they performed a traffic stop where Roberts identified himself and then sped away and abandoned his vehicle near a wooded area. A short time later, he was taken into ICE custody.
Now, ICE officials say Roberts had a loaded handgun, $3,000 in cash, and a fixed blade hunting knife in his possession. Homeland Security saying Roberts is a criminal illegal alien from Guyana. He entered the U.
Why did he have a loaded gun, $3,000, and a knife with him? Why? Oh, man.
U.S. on a student visa back in 1999 and given his final order of removal in May of 2024. Roberts has been serving as superintendent of the Des Moines Public School District since 2023.
And they tried to stop him in his school vehicle. He fled law enforcement at that point. They later found the abandoned vehicle, and they found inside that vehicle a handgun, which was loaded, they said, along with cash and some other items that they're looking at as part of their investigation.
So let me get this right. The doctor got caught in Pennsylvania with a loaded handgun in his car, got arrested for that, pled guilty. Then, fast forward, he's now still driving around, this time it's seemingly in a school vehicle with
a gun.
and $3,000 in cash. This
For what?
guy just has a gun fixation. The good doctor has been here almost 25 years on a student visa. So I think he's overstayed that visa pretty dramatically. Now, obviously, the people in that community are protesting because they want the good doctor back as superintendent.
Protesters rallied outside of the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration offices in Des Moines Friday, stunned by the arrest of public school superintendent Ian Roberts, an immigrant from...
Got in a car accident, don't call a lawyer. Use this free AI tool instead. That's how I walked away with $93,000.
Guyana.
The general public, I think, is not okay with what's happening.
All right, so we're all on the same page. This has been going on for
As you guys can see, people are actually protesting for him to stay. So it's obviously, like I said, two things can be true, right? Obviously, people love him. He's doing a great job for their kids, for their community, right? And they want him to stay. But we already know ICE is not going to let him stay. But my opinion, should he stay? Yes. I just feel like sometimes with the way this immigration thing goes, yes, did he commit he didn't unalive anyone. He didn't steal. He didn't do anything criminal. He was just charged with a gun possession some years ago. He wasn't doing anything to hurt people, right? And he's achieved all these goals. He's helping his community, right? It's not terrorizing anyone. It's not harming anyone. It's not bothering anyone. Sometimes this immigration thing, the way it works, I feel like if you're here and you're not committing any crime, you're not hurting anybody, and you've actually been a productive citizen, productive person of this country. You've helped in one way or another this society in United States of America. I feel like instead of them deporting you, they should help you. Tell you to pay some fines. Tell you to pay some amount, some money for you to get your citizenship, or at least green card. Some path, some way, some path for you to still stay here and continue to work, continue to be a productive citizen of this country. Some path for you to get through being, how should I say it? Some legal way when people get, like, instead of them just deporting people that have been a productive citizen of this country, they need to find some way to be able to say, you stay. And if you're really like a criminal, you're terrorizing people, you haven't really been You haven't really done anything, you know, for this country. And you're just not a good person. And you're here illegally. Yes, you should leave. Especially the criminals. Yes. They shouldn't even think twice. But most times, funny enough, those are the people that hide and get to stay. Is this guy a good guy? In my opinion, yes. Did he overstay his welcome? Yes. Has he achieved great goals? Yes. Should he stay? Look at people are protesting for him. Parents. All over there in Des Moines, Iowa, in an ICE facility, protesting for him to stay, for them not to deport him. So that speaks a lot. That speaks a lot of volume to the kind of person that he is to that society too, and the community. So I'm going to leave this here. What do you guys think? Oh, there was one more video I wanted to play for you guys to listen to, because I'm not going to keep playing. And I want you guys to listen to this video. Because for me, I'm like, let him stay. And then the other one, I'm like, well, if they end up deporting him, he did overstay his visa. And I know a lot of Americans, I remember talking to someone like, oh, this guy's here and, you know, he's making a lot of money. And she's like, illegally, there's somebody else who needs that job. That is a citizen that is not getting that job and has the same, if not more, qualification than him. But he's here illegally. And they've given him removal for him to leave the country, and he keep escaping and dodging, but still going back to school. So what kind of a thing is it teaching the kids? To be invading the law? So I'm like, okay, I see where she's coming from. When I was talking to a friend of mine, I'm like, okay, I see your point, you know. So let's listen to this.
New details about Des Moines Public Schools Superintendent Dr. Ian Roberts. He was detained by ICE agents last Friday, September 26th. According to ICE officials, an immigration judge issued an order of removal for May of 2024. According to ICE officials, Dr. Roberts came to the U.S. on a student visa in 1999. Now today, I dug through Iowa courts and public records and found that Dr. Roberts had received 2 speeding tickets, one in 2023 and another in 2024. Both of these came after Dr. Roberts started as DNPS superintendent. Now, Iowa law states that you must apply for an Iowa driver's license within 30 days of moving to the state. Now, interestingly enough, both of these speeding tickets listed different Maryland addresses for Dr. Roberts. Of course, I also used his name to look him up on the Maryland Board of Elections website and found that in 2017, he was registered to vote. Of course, only people who are U.S. citizens are allowed to vote in U.S. elections. This is a story we will continue to follow and try to provide answers as we work to gather more information.
I checked Allstate first.
How are you voting when you're not a citizen? Like, that's illegal. So for him to have registered to vote, no. Like, what are you teaching those kids? Like, for real. For you to have registered to vote. Like, that's something that you should have never done. That's like breaking the biggest law. You cannot vote in a country you're not a citizen in. Like, what are you teaching the kids? Yes, you're a good person on one hand, but the other hand, like, you're preaching one thing. That's why I always say people never practice what they preach. Like, you're preaching one thing to these kids, and you're doing another. Invading the law, they're giving you a removal, and you're staying. And you're over there registering to vote. You're in Des Moines, Iowa for more than 30 days. You're supposed to have gotten your driver's license in Des Moines, Iowa before 30 days. When you've been in that state for 30 days, and you still have, is it Maryland driver's license? It's like living in the dark. It was basically, man. And then sometimes the human in me, right? I feel bad for him. Like, do you know how he was feeling every time? Like, there was no way he was ever 100% happy in this country. Like, I can promise you, most of the time he was looking over his shoulder. When is this day, which was on Friday that he got arrested? When was it going to come? Well, he knew it was going to come at some point. So, and why did he, how come? Did you say he's married with kids and stuff like that? Did he ever get married? And I'm sorry, why didn't he marry a citizen so he can get his citizenship? Like, what happened there? Something. But I'm going to leave it here. What do you guys think? I think for me, they can figure this out with him. Is a good person. Did he break the law? Yes. Did he evade the law? Yes. But when life, they say sometimes when life give you lemon, you make lemonade, right? So I think he was trying to make, this is a beautiful country, man. This is, compare this country to Guyana. It's like, no, I'm not going back to Guyana. I'm staying here. And he made a great life for himself. So sometimes we have to put ourselves in people's shoes and remember that we're all humans. He made his mistakes, errors were made, mistakes were made. He broke the law. I know most people are going to say he needs to pay for it and go back. But, hey, I'm just here to let you guys know what's going on. I think he should stay. They should figure out if he's a good person in the community. They should probably punish him for breaking the law, lying, and all those stuff. But should he be deported, really? I don't know. What do you guys think? Leave a comment. And please be respectful about your comment. It's okay to leave your opinions and how you feel, but please, there's no calling people out of their names or being disrespectful. You guys have a good day and